How many counties do you think we should have today?
Let us contextualize our model, and I was intimately involved in this exercise. I've written about it, and therefore I speak from a position of relative confidence and knowledge. We walked this country, and the country told us, we want to decentralize service delivery. And we went and interpreted what the country told us. We looked at several models within the continent of Africa. We looked at the federal models. We looked at the decentralized models, and we took the view that Kenya will remain a unitary government. We are not federal, a la United States, a la Nigeria, a la India. We are still unitary, but we said, let us decentralize. And we looked at the South African model very keenly, and also the Canadian model very keenly. And I remember when we invited the late Professor Ali Mazrui in 2001, he gave a paper which I remember to date. He said, if Kenyan politics and African politics is by extension ethnic prone, can we have constitutions that are ethnic proof? And he was saying that in the context of how we devolved. We then suggested that if we want to devolve, let's have 14 units. And we looked at the economic viability of those units. There are those who said 18. And we took that view by looking at South Africa, whose economy is 4 times larger than our own. It has 9 provinces. The economy of the province of Gauteng only is bigger than the entire economy of Kenya. They have a population, Gauteng, of 16 million. We have a population of about 55 million. And we, of course, had the Bomas draft, which was interfered with by Nkilifi. And we had the famous or infamous Wako draft, which was then rejected at the referendum. And that is how, after the 2007-2008, we ended up with the constitution in Naivasha. And I remember when they met in Naivasha, there were debates, what should we do? Then somebody, I'm told, said, but we had 42 districts, 47 districts, let us make them the devolution units. And as I speak to you now, I have no doubt in my mind that we should reduce the counties. We should merge them. And the reason is very simple. None of those devolved units are sustainable. If you look at each one of them, they are technically insolvent, all of them. And secondly, they have ethnicized our country. Not only ethnicization, but clanization. It's also in clans now. And when we were talking about devolution, we also said we don't want counties that are ethnically pure. For example, if you go to the western part of Kenya, we said, or we suggested that what was then known as Luo Nyanza should comprise Kisii, should comprise Kuria, should comprise what is the Kipsigis land, and should comprise Bunyala or Busia, so that there is no ethnic purity in any one county. Today, within the counties, even the ethnicities have been divided, but that the much more important issue is the economic issue. And this is why all these counties, when they meet, you hear the coastal part, because they are beginning to realize that coast county makes sense. They are beginning to realize that the lake region makes sense, that the northern region makes sense, that southern Rift Valley makes sense. But the tragedy now is that people have got so used to the power that springs out of these counties. The politicians have persuaded the electorate that these are things that are owned by tribes, so that voices such as mine are likely to be drowned in the sea of political convenience and ethnicity. But one day, and I hope sooner rather than later, there'll come a generation that will recognize that we've got to do what is right, and that if you want an omelette, you must break the egg.